Hello, guys. Welcome back to the live. Thank you for joining me on here. We're gonna start with what the club decided to do this morning. Like, if you guys are on my Patreon, you would see that I did send out an alert as to the buys the clubs are making this morning. They are buying Danaher and they are buying SD Lord. I talked about that recently. So let me just kind of share with you what they're buying here. So they're buying 20 shares of Danaher at roughly $263.99 and 40 shares of SD Lorde at roughly 217. In addition, we are buying, this says 50 shares, we are selling, 50 shares of Marvel Technology at roughly $39.25. So I just wanted to come on to tell you exactly what they're doing. And just finished listening to the meeting, so we're gonna dive deep into some stocks that the club is doing. So one of the stocks that they are doing is Salesforce. Let's just take a look at Salesforce, and I will kind of give you the rundown on Salesforce. So here we have Salesforce at around what we have 152 here, and Jim saying Salesforce, he's saying don't sell Salesforce right now. He's saying Salesforce should be owned. He do see Salesforce going higher, so consider if you have it, holding on to it. If you get a pullback, consider buying Salesforce. He thinks Salesforce will be here for the long haul, so he's saying that it's a stock you should own. He did talk roughly about Wells Fargo, still saying that he believes in Wells Fargo. I did talk about Wells Fargo yesterday, so I'm not going to talk too much about Wells Fargo. It still remains one of the strongest two stocks in the portfolio, being Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley. And these are the bank stocks, and with interest rate rising, Jim think you should own one of these banks. As I said before, the club, one of the favorite stock of Jim Cramer is Wells Fargo, but the club do own both Wells Fargo and Morgan Stanley. So let me talk about the stock that the club bought this morning. As I said before, they bought Danaher. So we're gonna just dive into Danaher and talk a little bit about Danaher. So this does with healthcare, and Jim think it's at a discount. You think that you're getting this stock at a discount, and it is a buy right now, and you should own some Danaher if you don't have it in your portfolio, because they think that this stock is gonna go higher. So this is one of the trade that they made this morning. So I just wanted to talk briefly about that trade. Let me just keep on moving. Another stock that they bought this morning is SD Lottery. So let's talk about that stock. Here, let me go here, talk about that stuff. So that's another trade that the club made this morning. SD Lottie. So they made that stock, and you can see it is at read 216.03. So if you want to know what they bought that stock this morning. If you're following the club, as I said before, if you're on my Patreon, you would definitely see that that note went out this morning. So I share all the notes and everything they do throughout the day. So that's a stock that they bought. So if you want to follow what they do, you could go ahead and get some of this stock. It's at $215. So let's just dive in deep in and kind of run through some of the club stocks that was mentioned in the meeting. Another stock that was mentioned was J&J. And Jim think it's still a great stock. He think that you should not be selling J&J right here. You think that the company is about to split up, but you think J&J is going to go higher. And he says he found that there was no reason to sell J&J. And again, just to recap, he think you should be buying one of the banks, both Morgan Stanley and Wells Fargo. And again, they did, let me just share this, they did sell, one of the stock they sold this morning was Marvel Technology. They think that with the exposure in semiconductors being so rough and it's being down, they think that you should try to get rid of, while the market is up, sell some Marvel. I see Marvel keep dropping. So this is the sale that they made this morning. Anyway, guys, if you're enjoying the content, please comment, and subscribe to my channel. And don't forget to join me on Patreon, where you get everything that the club does. You get it on my Patreon. I give you all the links and I give you everything they're doing. So the guys that are on Patreon early this morning would have look at the notes that I sent out this morning about the club buying, what the club is selling, and what they're doing throughout the day. There's multiple articles that you get on my Patreon, approximately 4 different moves per day. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching the video. Don't forget to comment and subscribe, and see you tomorrow, same time, same place.